Okay, and let us continue. So you need to roll at difficulty 5, since Bronson is pretty strong-willed, but you get a bonus for him being bloodbound of -2, maybe even -3, but I'm pretty sure it's at least -2, so it's relatively easy.
Dominate leadership or dominate
Uh,
what?
Leadership.
with
Okay.
subterfuge, actually. It's weird.
Good.
Yeah, Dominate
Good.
3 is weird in the 20th edition.
Okay. Oh, I was reading the second level. Sorry.
Yeah. So go ahead
Difficulty
and
4?
uh,
Difficulty 4?
difficulty 5. I'm not sure if it goes down all the way to 4 from... Yep, looks good. So, okay, Bronson starts recounting events. So, you just ask him what happened that night, I suppose. And he's gonna recount this in his own way, from his own point of view. We went
Oh dear.
into the bar for the meeting with the master, and then this guy who the master had apparently met before stepped out, and well, actually, no, that's not what happened. Just give me a second to recall what actually happened. We walked into the meeting, and it was clear that the person we were apparently meeting was very nervous about what was going on, and my master called him out on it. I was immediately on my guard, and I made sure to have my weapon ready because, well, my master is not does not raise such concerns without a reason. And when the a vampire stepped out from behind out from the back room, I knew that we were being ambushed, and I opened fire. We then proceeded to do battle until we managed to immobilize one of the enemies and destroy another, killing, of course, also their ghoul servants. I personally destroyed two, and my master destroyed another, as well as destroying one of the enemy vampires. He seems very proud at this, in his hypnotized state. The third vampire tried to ambush me as I was putting the prisoner in the trunk and tried to run with him, but my master managed to chase him down and imprison him, and somehow convince said prisoner to provide information in exchange for his life. Are there any questions you would like to ask Bronson in order to spin this in a better light?
Oh gosh.
Because it sounds like you just went gun happy the moment you saw another vampire and destroyed one, fucked up their servants, and well, imprisoned two others.
Bronson, do you believe that I attacked the vampire willingly and because I wanted to?
No, we were clearly being ambushed. There was no other interpretation for something like that. I mean, we were
Would you say that my set
we were
would you
supposed to meet humans. When vampires
would
showed
you
up, it was clearly an ambush.
yes, and also the nervous person we were meeting, but would you say that my satisfaction was out of sheer spite for the Giovanni that I destroyed, or would you say that it was clearly only because uh, because my life was in danger? He endangered my life, and I triumphed. I
You are
don't know
the
what I'm doing.
apex predator, master. You are magnificent. The way you toyed with them, the way you cut them down. It was amazing.
Oh, Bronson,
You
I
asked!
hate that it feel.
Blood bonds.
I did
Truly
not.
amazing things.
I didn't toy with anybody. That is totally not true.
Well, you didn't
I mean, I'll
destroy.
say that out of character.
You didn't destroy them with the first hit, as you were clearly capable of doing, being the amazing vampire that you are, so clearly you are toying with them.
Oh, Bronson, I believe that you. Oh, Bronson, I believe you over-exaggerate my
The prince
talents and
raises his
abilities.
hand. He has heard enough. You have a prisoner, and apparently he has been convinced to provide information. What exactly happened there, Leopoldo? That guy could probably fuck you right now.
I
Incidental.
stare intimidatingly at him to tell him that. Actually, scratch that. I'm not doing shit. I don't have anything to do with this.
I would like to interject and say that I don't necessarily feel like he's a prisoner per se.
He bows slightly and says, Mr. Seekert, we were given orders that one particular Tremere was to be removed. He was a challenge to the authority of Claudio, and him continuing to exist was an offense to my elder, who I'm bound to obey. I was doing as ordered, but our orders, as passed down by tomorrow there, were indeed to destroy one Raffaello of Clan Tremere. Apparently he decided not to fuck you.
Yay!
Thank you, semi-Italian guy. In a fedora.
Okay, so, you have your witness. What exactly is it that you expect me to do? I assume this is more than just a courtesy call?
Out of character. Not execute us?
I mean, you've kind of demonstrated that you were the ones that were being ambushed. So if anything, they're the ones that are in trouble.
Anything that goes on within the kindred lifestyle is your business, and
Well,
we
not
wanted
lifestyle.
to.
It's more like the domain of this. His within his everything that goes on
Then,
within his
yes,
domain
within your
is his
domain,
business essentially.
anything that goes on within your domain is your business, and we feel like you needed to hear it from us pronto.
This is a matter of justice. Is it not?
Indeed,
It is.
I am well aware of my responsibilities, but what is it exactly that you want me to do to these Giovanni? Clearly you are ambushed and attacked without justification or my permission. Exactly what is it that you are asking me to do here?
Expel them.
Yes, we would like a slap on the. We would not like anyone to lose their lives over this. No one should suffer the final death, I do not believe. But we do not feel comfortable with them in town, in your domain.
The prince sighs. And it was such a good deal. Very well. I will allow Lucina to stay, since she had no part in the attack, and I would like to hopefully salvage this business venture, but the Giovanni who were involved in this are hereby expelled, and their presence will be limited to one kindred and her 2 personal attendants from this point onwards. Unstake tomorrow, and you may go.
I go over to unstake him.
Well, I was already over here.
You rush! Make dexterity athletics rolls as you trip over one another to get to him first.
Well, actually, if he's going there first, I would of course not try and go in his way. Like
No,
this,
it's too
because
late.
no need for us both to do it.
You were too nervous, too excited. Make the roll, see if you land flat on your face.
Oh well.
You know,
Yay.
you bash your leg against one of the chairs, but you manage to keep your balance. The scene The prince seems mildly amused at this, and Malik
I
manages
put the
to
chair
get...
back under the table.
Yep, and Malik manages to get to tomorrow first. So, he slowly
Bastard.
clambers to his feet, glares at you, essentially daggers. The prince...
He can stand, isn't he crippled?
He's healing as he's rising. He's doing so slowly.
I'd like to give a nice little smug smile at him.
I'm just gonna make sure that I mark down his blood pool properly and his wounds. He's still a 3 aggravated due to Raffaello using that enchanted weapon on him, so yay. But yeah, the prince walks over to you. Actually, you will follow me to the Bruja Elysium. There is the matter of the Toreador you captured earlier. The punishment needs to be meted out. I am aware that your blood magic requires a great deal of energy. I will make sure that a proper supply is provided for whichever one of you will be handling the execution. Very well. And
Wait, this is out of character. Execution?
well, execution of the punishment.
Oh yeah, like execution is a very bad sound in my mind, you know. Especially considering everything, right?
Yes, so most everyone, I'll make sure that yeah, the Elysium is pretty damn packed, even more packed than at the Smashathon. I will just make sure that the appropriate NPCs are on the ground there. They've essentially been staked to metal posts, or tied to metal posts, driven into the ground, and Lyosha seems to be in complete and utter shock. He's like, huh? What? This isn't supposed to be happening.
He's awake during being staked. Is he staked? Are they staked actually, or are they awake?
They've been chained down with metal chains and stripped naked, but they are not staked.
Okay, so we're just going to torture people. Yay! Anyway.
You may consider yourself as having... Essentially, the prince gives you a cooler with 10 fresh blood bags. After you drive
That
over.
should definitely be enough if I'm using my... Do I use my level 2 ability or my level 1 ability? Yeah, my level 3 ability actually, not my level.
Okay.
Or not my level 2. Because the difference is is health. Well, not that it really matters. It's just a matter of dice roll.
Yeah.
I'm just going to use my level 1 ability.
Essentially,
there's no reason to go
well,
and use my level 3 ability.
You need to
Yes,
burn them down to crippled. Also, important point, virtually everyone, including all the Primogen, are here. Except for... Actually, yeah, you can even notice Clifford in one of the corners. So,
but he doesn't know Cliff. Am I here?
Yeah, you are all here. Even Bronson. He seems to be very nervous to be around so many other vampires.
You moved my token off. I thought you were saying I wasn't here.
Did I?
Yeah.
No. What's Clifford again?
Clifford is the Nosferatu.
Oh yeah, I can't see him right now. And he's not in the list of characters we know.
Well, you can see the token.
Oh, like, yeah, now I can see him. He disappeared.
Sure.
You should add him to the list of known characters, you know.
Well, I have him in the special source folder I made for that expedition. I guess I can show him. I don't want to show too many of the people that are in there because... Spoilers!
There's no real need as of yet.
But yeah. I mean, you will spend twice as much blood if you use level 1 abilities.
It's a matter of succeeding at my rolls, and I'd rather not fail at a single one of my rolls. Kind of a thing.
Dude. Difficulty 6 with 9 willpower. Don't be such a
Yeah,
bitch.
okay, I'll be using my level 3 ability.
Bronson steps closer at you as, you know, Denise gives him a glare. She seems to be here. You could talk to her, probably, if you wanted to discuss the club, incidentally.
First one goes over to the woman, whatever her name was.
Yeah, the sheriff has apparently made the speech about justice and, awesomeness
Oh yeah.
beforehand. So,
Also, I'm going to ask. I'm guessing now I'm allowed to do it right now
when you
because
when you
it's
give
all
a
done.
glance at the sheriff, he just nods at you. You may proceed when ready, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. I put a flame on her in her face.
Right in the face. You cruel
And it's
bastard.
like, where am I supposed to put it? It's not like it really matters. She's a vampire. She burns either way.
That's
Take 2
fine.
points of aggregate damage.
I
Uh,
personally thought burning feet would be worse because they have
Did
to
you
walk.
say person wearing what?
Personally, I think burning someone's feet is worse because they have to walk.
It's not like they need to walk as of yet.
Oh, okay.
okay, so
Just a monster giving advice.
subtract 3 blood points, since you don't need to roll again, since you can maintain the flame without, once it's latched on, as you napalm her to the edge of death. Would you like to describe how you, you know,
Well, first I begin with her quite lovely hair and face.
you,
Then I burn. What? Then then I burn her. Then I burn her. Then I burn both of her legs.
okay?
Then
So,
I continue on with the old man over there.
okay,
Whatever
so
his
you
name was.
essentially go top to bottom, just covering her body in burn scars.
Yeah, essentially.
Meanwhile, Lyosha is in a panic. He's screaming and trashing at supernatural speeds, trying to get loose. But apparently the sheriff is good at, tying chains, and he would have had better luck possibly trying to boost his strength or something. And he fails utterly. As you step
I roll
toward,
my eyes.
as you step towards him with a menacing look on your face, he just tries to recoil in horror. You may roll for him, you evil bastard, doing the prince's dirty work.
I'm only doing as I'm ordered. It's not like It's not like I'm doing anything really evil here. Here.
Yeah, sure. Just torture with fire. That's fine. Go ahead.
You really know how to put everything in a bad light, don't you?
Just try not to enjoy it so much.
Okay.
Really? What happened?
Okay, so describe as you taught Lyosha.
Well, for this time I do his upper body first.
Not touching his
Then
face.
then I do his lower body, and then I do his face.
Okay, so you're just moving the flames around pretty quickly and chaotically so he doesn't know where to expect the pain.
Essentially.
You're a dick.
What? I'm trying to do it well.
You have
But
to.
learn not to go ahead and
Anything
break
worth doing is
again.
worth doing right.
Please, both of you, make
But yes,
manipulation.
far
Please make manipulation intimidation rolls to see just how much you manage to scare the kindred community with your dreadful magics.
I do only have 5 dice, so it's not that bad.
You may go for appearance intimidation instead if you want, but
Yay, another 5 dice.
it's up to you. Malik, Serath. I mean, yeah. So 3 successes each. You know, Denise seems to have a look that says, "Who the fuck did I get into an arrangement with?" on her face. And the rest of the community seems... You keep dropping out of the Roll20 site. Is everything okay, Malik?
Yeah, I accidentally hit the refresh button earlier.
Oh, okay.
At this time, the for some reason my chat kind of disappeared, and I didn't know how to bring it back up any other way.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens.
So yeah, even the older vampires seem to be vaguely uncomfortable seeing this cold and systematic display of Tremere magical might. Alberta,
Also, where's the freeze box, by the way?
you have it set next to you. You know, in front of the stakes. I assume some...
Like here or something?
Yeah, like here. I don't know, it doesn't matter. You can start slurping your way back up to full.
Yeah, yay!
You wanted to talk to Denise, I assume, Malik. While
Yes.
Serath is fueling up and the crowd starts talking amongst themselves, having witnessed this event. Meanwhile, the sheriff is feeding both of these some blood from his wrist in order to move them along with the blood bond that they were ordered to take.
And I'm leaving myself at 12, mostly just not be a complete dick and drink every single and be a greedy dick and drink every single blood bag.
I think you would still have one left over even if you filled up to
There
full.
would still be one left over, but might as well not.
Well, it's up to you.
Only a single hunt,
Karen seems to be chatting, actually, with the bourgeois primogen. Apparently they have found a common passion in both being musicians. Denise looks at you, vaguely uncomfortable, and she looks practically horrified at Serath.
I raise my eyebrow at her.
There's no.
And then I talk to. Then I start talking to Malik.
Yes, Serath?
So, was there anything else you wanted to tell me about things that have been going on around here?
In full view of the public, you're gonna...
No, actually, no. I'm being this a little hushed, and I essentially told her to go away. Denise.
Well,
and I'm taking Malik to more of a
It took me a long time to find her, man.
Then I'm taking Malik and Bronson, since he's going to come along either way, into a more secluded corner of the place.
To be honest, I believe I have told you everything.
Meanwhile, I'm rolling perception
Over here.
alertness rolls for the Toreador, who happen to have various levels of more specs.
Yay. Well, if you ever come up with anything, do tell me about it. Then I walk away.
Okay, so you can essentially Denise heard. She walks up to you. Trouble, Malik?
Absolutely none. He just wasn't with us for our last mission together, so he wants to get all his facts straight. But I've told him everything.
Anyway, I'm going to go to Clifford, because I'm guessing he's not obfuscating in the middle of Elysium.
Yeah, but since Malik did want to talk with Denise, we're gonna handle that conversation first, and
Yeah, it's no problem.
So, Denise, how is everything going at the club?
well, the Russians have fucked off, I assume that's your doing.
Indeed.
Well, I must say I'm impressed. I did not expect you to handle that quite so quickly or effectively.
Well, I told you not to doubt our abilities.
Yes, well, we'll see what happens first time a vampire decides to fuck with our business venture. I will need you to confirm things with Alberta and with the prince once it comes up, namely that the club is my domain and that we have a business venture there. The venture will prefer to have such contracts properly logged. Bureaucracy, I'm sure you understand.
Oh, yes, yes, we understand.
They think it avoids misunderstandings when partners have a falling out. I guess I can see how that could be a useful thing to practice.
Indeed. Is there any other business that you would like to discuss with me?
No, I don't. I'm currently busy getting the club running. It being closed for more than a week, well, for essentially a week, and some of the violence that has happened in the nearby areas, what with the Tremere being wiped out, but you know, the kind, I think it was gangs. It,
Yes, yes, yes. And how profitable are we so far?
well, we're essentially gonna have to go with what you proposed during our meeting. The first month's profits, such as they are, will have to go just towards advertisement and getting the club properly redecorated and refreshed to renew people's interest, but after that, it should be as we discussed, about 40,000 for each side every month or so.
Yes. Sounds good.
So yes, I do believe that everything is going according to the plan now that the Mafia have been removed from the picture. As long as they don't decide to fuck with us again and nobody else disrupts business, there should be absolutely no problems whatsoever. And as soon as we make sure that everyone knows that you are backing me, especially after this display, there should be far fewer takers on fucking with our business. She seems to be emphasizing the our business part. Now, apparently she thinks it's a good idea to be on your side and remind that, you know, you're in this together now.
Well, I'll leave you to it then. You sound like you know what you're doing, and just holler at me if you need any further assistance.
I should have the documents drawn up exactly as we discussed and left with Alberta in a couple of nights. Just step by and put down your signatures whenever you have the time. And she
Out of
wants
Thank
to...
you.
character, we might want to do that after this elysium,
You can't. She still needs to
if it's done.
prepare everything, like she said, in a couple
Okay.
of nights, like whenever you're in that part of town.
Okay.
And yeah, you can join with Clifford. Ah,
Ah, yes, Serath. I see you've met my friend Clifford.
friends?
Yes, I was just going to ask him about the mission, about the specifics of the mission. He and the prince has asked. The Nosferatu and the prince have asked
He
us
tries to
to.
dominate you.
I'm guessing it fails.
It fails
Me?
miserably. Yeah, he's telling you to be quiet in a whispered hiss. Not in middle of the Elysium, you fool. Who knows who's listening?
It's like I'm not going to be shouting this. It's like seriously.
Yeah, but
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of people
There are
here.
people.
There are a lot of
Then
people
let us go somewhere. Let us go somewhere else. Do it.
Yeah, you can just. He can. Okay, I'm gonna make a house rule about Obfuscate 3. You can change your face if on camera if you expend a point of willpower so that the Nosferatu aren't completely fucked. you know? Because otherwise it kind of makes them essentially boned in the modern day and age. Called an
Yeah.
evolution and adaptation of Kane's abilities. But yeah, he how much dice does he have on dominate?
Here we
Not that
go
it
over
matters.
here.
No, he invites you to take a walk around the block with him. To actually go outside Elysium.
Yeah, towards the more people. Or vampires, to be more exact.
No, it's
They
just
aren't people.
outside Elysium, just away. Oh yeah, he does have a lot of dice on dominate. He's good at it.
Yeah, he has the 7 dice, right?
Can
I was
I
just making
use
sure I remembered the amount right.
I'd like to use perception alertness to make sure no one is following and listening to us.
I'd just to use activate the aspects and do the same.
Okay, make perception alertness Malik and perception awareness for you, Serath, as you scan for obfuscated people.
Just difficulty 6, I'm assuming?
7. It's a contested roll at 7 to see invisibility versus whoever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. And Malik fails horribly.
Yeah. On alertness, it's 6 since you're just looking around, you're not trying to see invisibility. You see a pair of Malkavians heading out of the Elysium, blurred into invisibility already, but other than that, no one seems to be following you. And you can assume Clifford to just... He takes you to a secluded spot, and he's wearing a human-looking face at this point. He's still ugly as all fuck, but he doesn't look like a undead monster.
It's something.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So, what did you wish to discuss about the mission?
The plans and when and by when you'd want us to do this.
Well, I assume you're not ready tonight, so tomorrow night. Night after that at the latest.
So now with the schedule, what preparations would you like us to do?
Well, make sure you're loaded up on
At
blood.
least recommend.
Load up on blood, munitions, anything you can think of. The report said that there were 7 or 8 vampires and a, I quote, horde of Schlachte involved. Those numbers may well have been whittled down a great deal, but we don't know. We need to be ready. In case we
There
run
will probably be around 5 to 6 of these vampires left. Most of them will probably have at least some aspects.
Well, yes. They are specifically trained themselves for hunting invisible foes. Like I said to Malik, the local packs, well, the local organization prefers to mix and match packs to optimize them towards specific goals, and this one is made for hunting my clan. And
it seems that way.
In any case, we don't know if they even found Nosferatu or if they just managed to find a communications hub or two and destroy them somehow. They were hiding in a backup variant, so the infrastructure would not have been as good as at the main place, which your clan incidentally destroyed. But...
yeah, there's that thing. That's out of character.
But we don't know. Ideally, we want to destroy the enemies in question and rescue whatever is left of my clan. In all honesty, I expect that there was some sort of battle because I find it unlikely that they would have prevented any message from getting out unless they had actually found a Varen. There's usually at least 2 or 3 communication lines out that are, you know, separate, and it's kind of hard to imagine them having found them all. I have a map of the backup arms and, you know, essentially all of the backup bolt holes they might have gone to, and we will be checking them out one by one. Hopefully we'll find more information there. We'll of course start with the warren they were actually holed up in.
How long ago was it that you lost connection with them?
Morning of the night before last. So I would really prefer to go tomorrow. I mean, if we're gonna go after, if day after tomorrow, we might get lucky and they might still be alive, but any longer than that, then we might as well not bother. And there is.
We will try to make sure that we will be ready.
He is actually saying that last part in an intimidating way, trying to imply that if you're not ready to go by tomorrow, it will stop being the carrot from the prince and it will indeed be the stick.
I ignore that part.
Okay. Is that all you wanted to ask from him?
Essentially, unless there's something more just something special you wanted him to tell me.
No, he'll be with you as you go into the sewers, scouting for you.
Okay. Then we return to Elysium.
You see Karen walking out.
Anything interesting around here? Going on around here, Karen?
Not really. Everyone's far too excited about the punishment and the prince's justice. They seem rather concerned with the idea of people just being pressed into slavery, as they call it.
They did break the rules, so there is not much to be done about it.
Indeed. I'm sure they'll get over it. So
then I walk away to see if there are any interesting people I might want to talk to, like the cook or whatever he was named.
He appears to not be here. He doesn't seem particularly interested in executions. Your old friend is here, though.
Oh yeah, I ignore her and continue walking.
Serath! Hey, Serath!
I continue ignoring her.
Okay, fair enough.
Then unless the Sombra is actually going to talk to me, I'm going to ignore her.
She actually.
What did you say?
She actually, yeah, she talks to you. Just say the word and I'll distract her for you. As a way of making up for that little incident.
There is no need. Then I turn myself towards the Malkavian Primogen.
She notices she's standing next to Malkavian Primogen, and she seems to have a very scared look on her face as she slowly starts to back away.
Then it's been some time, hasn't it, since we last spoke?
Indeed.
I've been noticing that the chef hasn't been around here lately.
He doesn't visit Elysium often. He has projects to work on, and he doesn't like crowds very much.
Understandable. They can be quite.
Is there a reason why you think I should be reporting on the chef for you?
I have been wanting to talk to him. So since he hasn't been here in Elysium, I was wondering if you would allow me to talk to him in his, or inform him that I would like to talk to him in your place, or in his place.
Okay. He, she, it sighs. And why would I do that? What is this about? What do you want, neonate?
I have been wondering if I have been thinking of I have been thinking of working with him. From what I've heard, he's quite good at chemistry, so to speak.
He also prefers to be very exact in his workings, and we don't need any mumbo-jumbo involved in science.
Yes, I am a scientist myself, and I was wondering if I could
Astrology
get
is
into
not
business.
science. I am pretty sure it's no longer considered a science and hasn't been for quite some time.
Yes, I am quite aware of that. I was thinking about chemistry myself.
It raises an eyebrow. Alright.
As I said, I am a scientist.
Alright, I'll pass your message on. We'll see what the chef makes of you. Keep in mind, though,
I feel insulted.
if you waste his time, you will not have a calm day's sleep for a week after I'm done with you. I do hope you really are a scientist. And
I am quite sure that is the case.
They just walk off.
I was going to say, you have no need to you have no need to assure me of that. But apparently she walked away.
You think it's a she?
Well, sorry, it's like whatever it is.
If she says she's a she,
like,
she's a she.
Well,
you said he, she, it, so you don't know yourself. I'm like, I haven't been talking to it in a way that has required me to say it.
Yeah, you haven't. If you had, you might have seen some crazy.
Isn't Malik Worm's official position? If she says she's a she, she's a she. Because I do not want enlightenment.
I'm not going to ask her about it. Ask it about it because seriously, it's not something you go around asking. It's supposed to be.
I'm just saying, watch your pronouns.
Yes.
I'm kind of actually disappointed none of you have fallen into that particular trap yet. So sad. Meanwhile, Bronson has gotten the courage to talk to the ventral primogen's child, and is busy chatting away about the older vampire's experiences.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised the child even bothers to reply to Bronson.
He seems to like Bronson. You can overhear, Malik, that apparently he served in the Navy during World War II. And was turned shortly after hostilities ceased.
Who said this?
It's Saul Ty, essentially, the guy talking to Bronson. He's telling Bronson about the shit he's been through. Reminiscing.
Theodore. As his name was.
Yes, I think so. He should be happily in the... Yes, Theodore. He's in the Ventro folder under NPCs. Keep in mind, I can add things that all of you can see to any of these journal entries. So if you want to make a note about a character, you know that you always want to remember when you look them up, I can add those for you.
Yeah, like Theodore is the child of the Ventru Primogen, maybe?
Sure. So, Malik, do you want to interject? Do you perhaps want to drag Bronson off and head back? You do need to figure out what to do with the cop, and he has probably woken up at this point.
I guess I would like to introduce myself and say goodbye and tell Bronson we need to be on our way.
I think you've met in passing in the what was it, Toreador lease?
Have we had formal introductions?
Yeah, at least I have talked to him. The time when he got really pissed because I called the Winter Primogen a miss. Well, not a miss, but
okay, it was more just a courteous...
Her first name and her last name.
Okay, well, it was just more of a courteous hello and a goodbye.
Okay. So, are you heading back now?
Well, I don't think I
Yes.
have anyone I want to talk to as of yet.
Okay.
So yes, we are heading back.
I take it Bronson's at the wheel?
Yes.
Why
Okay.
are you asking?
That does make me wonder. Has
Okay.
Bronson been drinking? Hold on. Hold on.
Oh no, this is a lot worse than that. Actually,
We got to think of something here. How is there anything I can do to sense if anything is the matter with him, like heightened senses or
roll
aspects or something?
perception, alertness. You can use heightened senses as being active for this.
Should I do that too, or do you want or do you want me not be aware of anything in this at this point?
I'm assuming Malik is riding up top then, at the front. Okay, Bronson seems fine, but out of the corner of your eye you notice someone stand up on the roof of a nearby building. I'm gonna move you to the appropriate map. And Karen's bike twists under her as she's driving in front of you, and she crashes. Bronson,
Well, that's a nice high initiative roll, isn't it?
well, you know, I used up all of my good initiatives for Joshua on Kelvin's game. But Bronson needs to make a drive roll to avoid hitting Karen.
Do it. Make the roll. Don't keep up the suspense. Or should we roll initiative by now?
You should probably start rolling initiative. This will be at a higher
That's like
difficulty than...
nine for me.
Okay, Bronson narrowly avoids hitting Karen. And yeah, that was essentially a surprise round for Joshua.
Are you going to add me to initiative with a 9 now?
Place yourselves on top of the car, please. I need you to be a token
What,
on the map.
me?
Yes, all of you. Well, I can add you like
What
this.
car?
You should be on the random map, right? Scroll to the
Yeah.
bottom right. You should see where I'm setting up the actual thing. And I assume, yeah,
Oh, there.
yep.
I see it now.
So that was the
That's
surprise
a new
round.
part of the map.
I made sure to have alleys and a street together. And it appears that your old friend, Thinblood 4, who has now gotten a name, is back as well.
Trevor Boyd. Well, he looks nice, doesn't he?
You know, yeah, on the car, and try not to duplicate. You are essentially still in the car, you'll need to grab your
What am
weapons.
I doing there? I already had a token.
There, we'll use those and try to set them up properly. I'm gonna cut the video here, we're gonna finish setting up and then we're gonna start the fight.